Hello students, Miss Vijaya here. In this puzzle, you are asked to determine the weight of one Xbox, the unknown weight. And first we are going to look at how we can do this on the weigh scale, on the balance scale or the seesaw. And maybe we are thinking, oh, maybe I can remove this one unit of weight on the left and I have to do the same on the right to keep the balance, right? Whatever you do on the left hand side, you have to do the same to the right hand side. And then once we have that, we could see that the two X boxes has equal weight to the 8 1 unit box here. So then we might actually think, oh, okay, if I split into two groups, so X and X here, and here I will split also into two groups, then I should have 1, 1, 1, 1, and 1, 1, 1, 1 there on the right hand side. So then knowing this, I can see that the weight of one X box is 4 units. So I will erase this process now, and we are going to try and write it in a formal mathematical way. So first we are going to write the question. On the left hand side, I have 2x blocks and then plus 1. And that should be equal to, on the right hand side, 9 1 unit blocks. So what I have done just now on the seesaw, I remove one block from each side. So what I can write here mathematically is I am actually subtracting 1 both sides. Remember what we discussed about inverse operation? And we discussed before that the inverse of operation of addition is subtraction. The inverse operation of multiplication is division, and the other way around. So mathematically what you see here is that we are trying to remove this plus 1 by subtracting 1. So we did the inverse operation. Okay? Alright, what do we have then? If we remove that plus 1, on the left hand side we have now only 2 x's. And on the right hand side, 9 subtract by 1 is 8. Now, what do we have there now is 2x, and we know 2x means 2 times x, or x times 2, same thing. So what is the inverse operation of multiplication? That's division. So therefore, what we did just now on the seesaw, we split it into two groups. So since we split into two groups, it means we divide it by 2. And on the right hand side also we split it into two groups, so 4 units each. So then it means we mathematically also divide by 2. And that way we have as answer 1 X block weighs 4 units. And this is the solution of our algebraic equation. So let's look at another problem. What if I get a question like this? 13 equals 4x plus 5. In the beginning, when you are only starting to learn how to solve equations, it might be handy to imagine this seesaw in your mind. So if I have a seesaw here, and on the left hand side I have 13 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then on the right hand side I have 4 X blocks, which is unknown, and 5 units of weight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only in the beginning. It's useful to imagine this so that you realize what the process is. So I could maybe simplify the seesaw by removing these 5 units of weight on the right hand side. But obviously, to keep the balance, I have to do the same on the left hand side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And mathematically, this is what you are doing. You subtract 5 both sides. And also mathematically, remember we talk about the inverse operation, right? And somebody, actually a student, told me, Miss, so our purpose is to get x alone in the end. Yes, because we would like to know what one x block weighs. So we want to get x alone in the end. And seeing that x is actually multiplied by 4 here, and then afterwards added by 5, so we need to make sure that all operation done to x is removed step by step, so that x gets to be alone in the end. Okay, and to remove this plus 5, obviously we need to do the inverse operation. We subtract 5. So that's the idea. So by doing so, then on the left hand side we have 8, 13 subtracted by 5. And then on the right hand side we have the 4x and nothing else anymore. Then we have 4 times x, and we want to do the inverse operation. Mathematically, we want to do the inverse operation, 4 times x. So that times 4, the inverse operation is division, so we are going to divide by 4 both sides. And if you look at the seesaw, it's the same thing as splitting into 4 groups. And here you are going to split also into 4 groups. So by splitting into 4 groups, then you see that comparatively speaking, one x block is equal weight to 2 units on the left hand side. And mathematically, of course, 4x divided by 4, you cancel out that times 4. So you have x alone in the end. And 8 divided by 4 is 2. So that's consistent with your seesaw up on top there. So answer is x equals 2. Does that matter that x is on the right hand side now? No, it doesn't matter. 2 equals x is the same thing as x equals 2, of course. So you may write it this way also in the end. I hope this is clear. Good luck.